Hey everybody, this is Mike Smith, and I am the character designer on Paperbound, the 2015 version and now the 2019 version. So yeah, still the same guy. This is the next character. This is Jasmine and her new look for the game. Similar to Eddie, she has been modified actually in her appendages. She's taller. Her legs are taller, or longer. Her arms are longer. I kind of wanted just to make sure they were. Both these characters had similar traits. They both came from the sketchbook inside the game, so they have a lot of things in common. But she's got a little bit longer legs, probably the arm length is about the same. But she has also a lot more accents, and you're going to see those a little bit later on as the drawing gets closer to completion. But she was fun to do. Going back, thinking back when we started designing her, she was actually pretty late in the process. She wasn't one of the first batches, the first characters that came to mind when we were putting things together. There were like an initial 3 or 4 that we had come up with, and I think about halfway through, let's say late, mid 2014, Dan wanted to add a new character, the female character Jasmine. He kind of came up with the name and everything, and so she was kind of a late addition to the game initially. But when I went to go redesign all the characters, and I talked about this in the first video, just kind of keeping it secret, you know, not really telling anybody, she was one of the ones I started with. It was Eddie, and then I went directly to her design. Mainly because they were easy to do. I mean, they were stick figures. There wasn't a ton of details and different things, and it just felt like a good, safe place to start. So again, here I am kind of putting in a new pencil, and you can see it's just as beat up as Eddie, and it's got a lot of those action marks, those little flicks of the ink on her hair and on the pencil. I really don't know where that came from. Sometimes things happen by accident. I don't think this is where that came from, but it's just something that looked good. I kind of put one in, and it's like, hey, that looks interesting. Now let's kind of, what if I put it in her hair? What if I put it on her arms and legs and different things like that? And you'll see this as it goes forward. There'll be more action, these little action marks in other characters, kind of all over them, in their weapons and their body. It was just something that looked cool, and it kind of changed the style up a little bit, so I kind of ran with it. But she has actually, we're going to do some bonus videos here. She actually has 2 more poses. I think I only recorded one. I want to say I recorded both. Hopefully I did. I gotta go look back at my files. But she has a couple more additional poses, which we'll put up here in a little bit. They may pop up in some marketing. I have no clue if they will or not. But this here is her main menu stance. Her original design. Of course, also her original colors, which are white and that kind of, I don't know, hot blue, if I can call it that. Really hot, bright blue. But she has a lot of attitude. I think that's something I was trying to tap into with the new designs. And you'll see this. I think just has more attitude compared to the original design. Also, the additional poses have a lot more energy, reflecting on that attitude. As you can see here, too, a lot more accents to her belt pieces, her bandolier, her straps. You can see all the little dots using a sketch pencil. She's got some now going up her forearms. And, of course, here we're putting more accents on the legs. Another thing that just really popped, I don't know exactly where it came from, it just looked good, so I ran with it. I think some of the initial original sketches of her already had some of that stuff in, and for whatever the reason, they just didn't make it into the first game, or the first iteration of the game in her original design. And so this time I put them back in, and I really don't remember the reason why that was axed. Maybe at the time I just didn't feel like it looked right, or just wasn't, maybe her legs, it just wasn't enough space on her legs, because you look at the original drawing, she's pretty tiny. But here she's got similar aesthetics now to Eddie. They're both kind of taller and thinner, so I think it allowed for more accents to be put in. Now she's got 2 staples in her pencil, so she could throw that thing right on her back, but she also has a similar sheath to Eddie. With those little rubber pencil grips you can put on the pencils, so you can get a good grip with them when they don't fly across the room, which I didn't know was a problem. But here we are, putting in the last bits and touches. Here's the hair. I love that blue hair. And we're putting in the last bits of the value and the highlights. But yeah, this was fun to do. Like I said, she was the second one, and she just came to life. It was effortless in drawing her. I don't know what it was. She just came off the page, and it worked really well. I'm so glad we could go back and redesign not just Eddie, but her too. I just like the new look for these stick figures. Stick figures are hard to design. I'll put it out there. They're very hard to design. Google stick figures and see how many stick figure designs you get. It was tough putting these two together. I'm not sure if I still even nailed it, but at least they have somewhat of a different look. But this is her new design, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it's slightly entertaining. We'll put in these last few touches here, all the highlights and stuff, and she'll be done. I think her little lotus in her hair comes a little bit later. I think I just didn't put it in on this final design here. But yeah, we got 10 more videos to go, guys, and I'm not sure what's coming up next. It's going to surprise you as it's going to surprise me. Probably need to get that video ready. But thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for keeping up with Paperbound all these years.